Hi guys, and welcome to Jonesy's Leeds United Weekly, a brand new series on my channel where I look at the past week of news and games and matches that have been going on at Leeds United, and I just give my opinions on everything that's been happening. So let's start with week one. So on Tuesday it was announced that Stewart Dallas, the 24-year-old Northern Ireland international, had joined from Brentford on a 3-year deal, becoming our 7th signing of the summer, and was a much needed winger, something that we've been shouting out for so long, a actual decent ready-made winger, not someone who's kind of been forced to play in that position. So yeah, that's brought a lot of confidence. Well, it certainly did bring a lot of confidence and optimism to fans. It's something that we've been shouting out for so long, and even Morison had said himself that he identified that as a key area from the very beginning. So it was really nice to get that finally over the line. He scored, I think it was around 8 goals or something for Brentford last season, including I think he scored 2 goals when Brentford beat Fulham 5-0 or something, but one of them won like their goal of the season. It was an absolute stunner of a goal, and he just seems like the perfect kind of winger that we want, someone who will take defenders on, someone who will drive into the box, someone who will get crosses in and just create and assist a hell of a lot more goals than what we've been used to over the past few seasons. So that was a really great positive start to the week. So it was 1 in, 1 out, either the same day or the day after that Stewart Dallas was announced as our 7th summer signing. Steve Morison did finally leave the club after a very turbulent couple of years for old Stevie. It's one of those where in the beginning I really disliked him because he was a player who came across as not caring. And he just wasn't putting any effort into to the games that he was playing. It was almost as if he just didn't want to be there. Yeah, it just did not go well. I mean, he scored 2 goals in a draw against Crystal Palace, which made everyone think, oh, maybe he's not too bad. And he'd already scored 1 goal against Blackpool, but he just never really got going from there. He was sent out on loan. He went to Millwall for pretty much the whole season. And I mean, last season when he kind of came back into the team and he made 26 appearances last season, he was finally showing more effort and determination in the team, and I think that's why the fans were starting to kind of support him a bit more and kind of get behind him a lot more in games. But ultimately it just didn't work out. It never worked out for him. When he ended up scoring, I think it was 2 goals last season he scored. So five goals in a 3-year period isn't really the best for what is supposed to be a top class striker. So I don't think anyone's really going to miss him, unfortunately. I did feel sorry for him, but he's gone back to Millwall anyway, so we'll see what the fans make of him down there again. Sol Bamba was made the new club captain after taking over from Liam Cooper, and I think it's the best decision that could have been made by Ross. It was really the only decision that could have been made. Obviously a very strong, imposing centre-back figure. He's an experienced player that younger players will look up to, and I think he is the perfect leader of the team, and I think it showed when he came out and spoke about the club after the last game of last season, when he didn't know if he was going to be staying or not. The way he spoke then just kind of, it showed a true leadership style from him, and I think, like I say, I think it's probably the only decision that could have been made for club captain, but a decent decision by Rosler, and I think we will do very well with Sol as captain. And some good news on the injury front as well. Luke Murphy returned back to proper training after doing some light training during pre-season. Basically, at the start of pre-season, he twisted his knee and had to undergo a minor knee operation, and it looked worse than what it's ended up being. I mean, people thought he was going to be out for a good couple of months. But he's back in training now, so he's probably still going to be a couple of weeks away. But a good sign anyway. Obviously, after missing all the pre-season games and everything, you're not going to want to rush him back into the squad. So we'll have to see how he's kind of treated over the next couple of weeks. But the way Rosler talks about him, he obviously kind of views him as a key first team player. So hopefully it will be sooner rather than later that we do see Luke Murphy back in action, maybe in one of the cup games, but we'll have to see about that. But good news anyway. And the week was effectively brought to an end by the first game of the new season yesterday. It was a lunchtime kickoff against Burnley at Ellen Road, which was an absolute cauldron again. I mean, it was just over 27,000. It felt like more. I was thinking more around sort of 29, 30,000. But anyway, it was just over 27,000 with nearly 2,000 Burnley fans as well. So it was a cracking atmosphere, perfect sort of opening game to the season atmosphere. I haven't heard it really that loud for quite a while at Ellen Road, which was great. You know, good kind of singing between both fans, if not a little bit embarrassing at times. But it was just good to see a really decent atmosphere like that again at Ellen Road with decent weather as well. So yeah, it finished 1-1. Mirko Antonucci scoring for us on 83 minutes and Sam Vokes scoring for Burnley on 86. So it was a really good game, I think. It was a very entertaining game, quite a lot going on and some decent football on show from, you know, Burnley, who were a top side, and they're going to be a side that I think are probably going to be up there. Obviously just being relegated from the Premier League. You know, done quite well in the summer with some of their acquisitions and keeping a nice core of the Rex players as well. And our Leeds United side, who after seeing them yesterday, you know, it looks to, you know, we might possibly be up there as well. You know, maybe looking at a playoff place. But yeah, two good teams playing decent football, playing well in defence, playing good attacking football as well. But most of all, from our point of view, playing some really decent quick passing football as well, which we all like to see. But it was effective as well. It wasn't the fact that we were doing it and not getting anywhere with it for the first time in a few seasons. It was actually turning out to be effective. You know, for the first time in ages, we actually saw some effective wing play as well. Stewart Dallas, he wasn't 100% fit, that was very clear to see, but he was making some top runs down that left hand side. And we were seeing on the other side Sam Byron getting involved. He was all over the pitch. He was fantastic. Mowat and Cook, and well, the whole midfield linking up really well, and all the youngsters linking up well. Charlie Taylor coming forward from defence as well. Defensively, I think we did well. Sol Bamba and Belushi looked really solid at the back. Silvestri was a little bit dodgy at times, but ultimately still made some crucial saves when he needed to. And up front, Wood was playing on his own. He was isolated a lot of the time and marked out of the game, which made it difficult for him, and he did miss some kind of gilt-edged chances really, but ultimately he was still holding the ball up well when he did get it, and he was linking well with the other players, which was great to see. And then yeah, Antonucci scoring probably one of the goal of the season already. He'd already had one chance, but he'd only been on the pitch in maybe 10 minutes. And I was stood sort of right behind the goal where it happened, and as soon as it left his foot, you knew it was just curling into that corner. So that was a cracking goal, and you know, we shouldn't have done, but everyone kind of thought we'd won it at that point with only like 7 minutes remaining, and we just basically failed to deal with the ball on the halfway line. You know, George Boyd, who'd been probably their best player all day really, we really should have just you know, clattered him on the halfway line, but instead we let him get past us. ran down the right hand side, passed it back to one of their players who crossed it in for ex-player Sam Vokes to score a header on his return to Ellen Road. I mean, it was a well worked goal and a decent header at the end of it. But yeah, we really should have dealt with it. So sloppy from our part, but really when you look at it, at the grand scheme of things, it was probably a fair result, really. And like I say, we're playing one of probably the hardest tests that we'll face all season, so I'm not really complaining at a 1-1 draw for the first game of the season, and there are so many positives to take from that. Another good thing to see as well was the passion shown from the players, from Antonucci scoring his goal to Rosler celebrating it as well, and just the whole team together seemed like they were gelling so quickly. You know, quite a few changes in there, but everyone was gelling together really nicely. And like I say, even though Dallas wasn't 100% fit, he's going to fit in so well to the squad, and it's really good to see that. So a nice positive start to the season, and a pretty positive week news-wise as well. So next week on Thursday we face a trip to Doncaster Rovers and the Keepmoat in the first round of the League Cup. A televised game that is on at 7:45 kickoff. I think it'll be Sky Sports something. Anyway, I know that much. So yeah, we're playing them, so it'll be interesting to see what team Rosler puts out, how many changes he'll make. It'll show how serious he's taking the cups this season. But I'm hoping it's a fairly strong squad that he puts out. So that should be a good game. And then with us playing on the Thursday, we're not playing until the Sunday in the Championship, where we face a trip down to the Medeski Stadium where we face Reading. So again, a decent, tough test so early on at the start of the season that will really show whereabouts kind of we are with our team and our squad and how we're gelling together. So that should be a good one. So obviously next Sunday, guys, I'll be here once again going back through the news of next week and looking back over the 2 games that we are playing as well. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Please do leave your thoughts and comments below. Your thoughts on all the news that we've seen this week, and especially on the game yesterday against Burnley. If you were there, if you were not, if you were watching on TV, what you thought of the performance and some of the new players that we've seen, that'd be really great. If it's your first time here and your first time watching, then please do leave a like and a subscribe. That'd be much appreciated, guys. But until next time, thank you for watching, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very soon.